Okay. If you'll join me for a flag salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bourbon County Commission meeting. Did he call? Okay.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Eric Bailey.
Did you hear yet?
I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, there he is. I
There he
hadn't
is.
seen him, but he's here.
Uh-huh. Slip right in.
Morning, Eric.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful.
Good. I'm gonna be pretty quick today here.
No, it's not. Yeah, we'll be.
No permits, so we're good there. No rider's cramp today. Winter storm, we made it through another good winter storm. Equipment held up, everything was good there.
Good.
240th in the tracks, we are starting that today on extending the culvert.
Good. Thanks.
So going down today to open it up a little bit, let what water's there run off, and then we'll be back tomorrow to put the tube in. And
I appreciate that.
M. Shaw was here last week. Some areas of concern that they want us to address, and they'll be back in a couple weeks. So
Changes every year.
yes,
I'll say it.
yes,
It's
yes,
amazing what passes one year won't pass the next
Absolutely.
inspection, but-
or what has passed for years and years and years.
But they write the rules, so.
That's right. That's right. So we'll
Gotta earn their money.
we'll adapt to what they want to see done, and
Yeah, it's usually nothing.
yeah. So we're on eye wash bottles this year, so we've got bigger eye wash bottles and some things like that. So, and there was some areas, that
Yeah.
I could see exactly where they're coming from. So,
Yeah.
anyhow, we'll get that addressed and let you know what we find out when we get their final reports and what have you. I know they're working on it or what have you, but we could really use a budget report. We haven't had one yet this year, so
Did you get one last year?
July, I believe, was the last one, and I'm not sure that it was completely accurate when we got it. So, anyhow,
Okay, we'll visit with Susan. I'm sure she's listening
right,
right now.
right. So, and I know she says she's somewhat listening. So,
Somewhat listening.
right. Budget reports. I know you're working on them, but we're close. She says
Last one I saw was July.
July. I think you're right. Yeah,
Well,
So-
it's amazing how it handicaps you.
absolutely.
And
Oh,
other department
handicapped
heads.
all of us.
And commissioners, yeah, we don't know where we're at. I mean,
Right.
You know, we
So-
know what the cash reports say and all that.
Right.
But it's hard to really go about your business if you can't really see the bottom line.
Right.
Well, and the cash reports don't do you any good if dailies have not
I
been done.
know.
Yeah.
And so those just, I think the treasurer just finished those up yesterday, and so we're at least to March, so.
Good.
we will
Good
be
deal.
putting out budget reports
Awesome.
Thank you.
Especially with fuel and everything the way it is, and we're gonna have to monitor things really close, so. All right, just a reminder, work session today at 1:00. Go over the hard surface roads, maybe talk a little equipment or what have you.
Is he gonna be here, do you know?
He's not gonna be here,
Okay.
so I don't know. I think we go ahead,
The word I heard was, he's okay, do what we want to do.
Okay.
so,
I'm sure people plan on attending. So we
right,
probably should be here
absolutely,
at 1:00,
right.
so.
I think there may be some here this morning that may not be able to make this afternoon, I'm not for
Yeah,
sure. So
okay.
anyhow, just kind of giving you the update there. Then Windmills, still working on our final punch list, and
Okay,
may have that done this week, so. But
good.
other than that, anything for me?
I don't have anything, so.
Okay.
Got a request to patch some potholes in front of the fire station in Devon.
Potholes, fire station, Devon.
I think they're getting kind of deep. They roll out of there quite often, so.
Okay. We'll get it taken care of.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yep. All right.
How we doing on the bridge down on the 115th?
It should be open.
It's open now?
Yes.
Great.
Yep. Got a little bit of cleanup to do. Had an individual approach us, wanted some of the concrete and rubble that was left behind, but if it's not gone here in the next day or two, we're gonna go ahead and
Over in Uniontown.
dispose of it.
Well, I can tell you where it's at, over in Uniontown. When you're coming into town before you get to Maple Road,
Okay?
Maple Road goes off to the west, up there in that housing.
I'm gonna have to look at the map with you.
Just south of the convenience store,
Yeah, well, not just north of the convenience store,
north.
north.
Okay, goes up
So
to the
there's
house.
Oh, that goes up
Yeah.
around towards that cell phone tower
Yeah.
and up that way?
Yep, they need some gravel on their road.
Gotcha. And I know they're headed back to Kyle here the next few days. It's his turn on the rotation, so we'll see what we can get done.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
I mean, not hard to find some place that needs gravel.
No,
We've got a little bit of
no.
moisture, yeah. So,
How's your pressure holding up? Are you making base, making rock?
yeah, we're actually in the process of moving right today. We started today, we're headed to Thomas.
How are you? Well, I guess we can talk about that later today on your chips you need for making asphalt. You're
Right.
doing pretty good there.
We gotta get started making more. We don't have very many at all.
And we'll talk about that later
Yep.
today too.
Yep.
Good.
Sounds like a deal.
We need a lot of chips.
So we do.
Yep.
Lots of chips.
Always run short.
Yeah. Troy, if you wanna visit the area, you don't have to wait,
That's fine, I'll do that. Yep.
okay?
That works
Cause
great. Thank you.
what you tell me, I'm just gonna tell him.
Okay.
It's about a ditch, Eric,
Okay,
so.
Oh, one more, before you get out of here.
You bet.
We talked about up on Range Road by Hermel's place.
Okay.
They wanted that ditch cleaned out there.
Okay.
Going into his driveway, smooth it out. 'Cause
Okay.
he grazed down the road.
Good to see you, Troy.
Elmwood Herman. And it's on the south side of the road.
Yep. I know we looked at it. I thought we
Well,
done
it don't
something
look like
there.
it's too bad. You know, as there you
Nice.
get some deep.
Bill, good morning.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay.
Nope.
Resolution on liquor sales, and you say you're not ready.
No, we're working on that. We got some.
Okay,
revisions.
we'll table that.
Just wanna make sure we-
Okay,
Table a resolution for liquor sales, because our county clerk is still working on it.
Brad is typing it, so it might possibly be back in the meeting.
Okay. Okay, moving right along, Bobby Reed, resolution regarding housing and parole violators. Okay.
Is he here?
not yet,
That's
Okay.
not here yet.
I can probably talk to it.
Sure.
And the resident can come to the resolution. Okay, perfect. You wanna talk about it? Okay. Oh, here he is.
You're up. Have you seen this, Lynn?
yes, I have already.
All right. Morning, Bobby.
Morning, Commissioners and Chairman. How are you guys?
Great.
Great.
Good. I'm here before you this morning to attempt to have a resolution drawn up and looked at and/or signed. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm assuming you guys all seen the letter that I sent with the agenda request. That was brought to my attention last week, and I knew that we had not done this because I haven't been before you or past commissions to do this, and so I thought that it ought to be a good deal. Now, there's going to be some questions asked of me, and hopefully I can answer them real quick. I do not know currently what the state is paying us. I've attempted to make phone calls, and I cannot get that in return, to find out that information. This will not be a fix-all for county budgets. So basically what this is if local law enforcement, the sheriff's department or the police department, or even highway patrol for that matter, comes across an individual that has a state of Kansas parole hold or parole violation, and there's a warrant for their arrest. They arrest them, they bring them in. That's what that's for. We're not gonna be bringing parolees from all over the state in here to house. It's just on when we get them. And you're gonna ask how many. That number varies. It may be 1 a month, it may be 0 a month, it could be 3 a month, or so forth. What I'm just trying to do is capitalize on the amount of money the state pays us for housing them, whether it's 1 day, 30 days, 60
Good.
days, or whatever.
Okay.
Looks like to be a good revenue source. Shouldn't miss out on it.
I mean, if they're paying us $35 a day or $40 a day, that's just gonna be a little bit of an increase. It's
Right.
not, we're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You figured we would.
But if we're making a couple thousand more a year or whatever, it only helps.
Well, we can be reimbursed for doing what we have to do, why not? So,
Yeah.
good.
You wanna
Okay.
read it?
No, I read it a while
Or
ago.
you wanna put a number on it?
Got a question.
Okay,
What do you do with them now?
We house them.
Nothing?
Well, that's what I addressed them. We get paid, because every so often when we have somebody in our facility, they send me a paper that looks like this. I have to sign it and date it and get it back to them. There's no daily fee on here. Like on this one here, we had an inmate for 1 day. We had an inmate on this one for 3 days. So we house them, but I don't know what the payment rate is now, but it's obviously not what the commission has signed the resolution for. So if it's $60 a day and now it's 94, there's 30 extra dollars for a day.
And the way I wrote the resolution, it looks like it's per fiscal year, so instead of having to change it every year, it states that you can build a maximum allowable by the state, so you wouldn't have to do a new resolution every year.
So you
And
can
it
just
states-
change the language or whatever it is at that time?
Yeah, I adjusted it so it says you can build a maximum allowable by the state.
Right.
So you don't have to change it every year to put that specific amount in there.
Just don't need to do resolution.
Yeah, you won't have to have a new
I just need to
resolution
let
every
you
year.
know what that amount is.
I didn't put an
Oh,
amount on
okay.
there at all, I just put that you could build a maximum allowable by the state.
Sounds good
Will
to
it be
me.
set up in a different fund so you can track it?
It should all be in the housing.
And I
That's
think
where it
they
should
are-
go now.
And I think they were setting up a separate fund for
Oh,
this, but
okay.
they were working on
Different
it.
code. It'll work.
okay, so we need a motion.
Yeah, we need a motion. Susan? You indicated that we probably need to do this again in June, or does this
No,
cover
you
it
won't
all?
have to, because of how we wrote the resolution.
Great,
We changed it so that it's whenever the amount changes for the state, then that, it just automatically
just automatically
changes.
follows it.
Correct.
Good,
It's a
That
one-time
way you don't have to
resolution.
keep doing
Yeah,
it year
that's
after
good.
year.
so it's in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Okay, I will make a resolution, the Board of County Commissioners adopt KSA 19-1930, which directs the Secretary of Corrections to pay the cost of maintaining a parole violator held under authority KSA 75-5217 for completion of proceedings. I got a second.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Bobby. He got to sign it down.
What are we gonna do at 1 o'clock? Maybe we need to do a budget amendment, or amendment to get that done.
Morning,
Good morning.
Mr. Counselor.
How are you all this morning?
Couldn't be
Go
better.
ahead.
Good.
Spring break, I'm going fishing tomorrow
I'm not.
in Missouri.
We had a meeting on Friday concerning the healthcare stuff, like kind of alluded to that last week. We're going to have to wait till Clifton gets back and go back into executive session next week to finalize a couple things that came up during that meeting. I don't want to waste the commission's time with 2 executive sessions. So obviously, if you have any questions, call me, but I don't think we need to do it this week.
Okay,
So and outside of that, we're just progressing on that issue.
okay. Anything else? Nothing? That's it on your time?
Working on the tax sales
Okay.
and hospital stuff.
It's gonna be a quick meeting today.
Wow, morning.
Good morning. Lake Advisory Board, you stepped down, and, I talked to the city about that, and I think we need to appoint somebody. So
And you found this volunteer?
I found you a volunteer.
Okay.
Mark McCoy said he would be more than happy to, serve on that board if you would like.
Yeah, with the meeting on Saturday morning, there's just too much conflict for me personally with my grandsons, et cetera. So
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to appoint Mark McCoy as the Bourbon County representative for the Lake Advisory Board.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'll get a letter sent over to him. That's all I have.
That's all you have? Man, it's late. What time it is? Well, we're expecting a lot of talk from the public this morning, I guess. You're up. Who's first?
Did you go through the liquor sales or you gonna
I'll say
wait?
something, go.
Dress
Nothing
on
major.
hyphen. Okay. And I don't see where it has to be published anywhere in the law. Okay. So we might wanna call the state and just verify that.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Clint Walker here. The question I have, and the only reason I'm asking it because I have a friend that's out by Douglas, Kansas, that's over in townships, takes care of the roads out there, and he had some whistles put in out there, and it needed it, and he had for free the state hydrologist come in and tell him how big whistles and stuff, and he didn't have, and I didn't know if that was available to counties rather than townships to get, a hydrologist to come in for free.
Well, we used to, but they got so backlogged, we quit using the state.
And that could be the reason you're not
conservation.
using them is because they're so
We
backlogged.
used to, you worked with the local state conservation district, and they did it, but they got so backlogged, we just couldn't wait, so we would start using ag engineering, and it's really a minimum charge for them to do
Yeah.
that study. So that's a good idea if we can get the
Yeah.
state back on board, but
Yeah.
they were so busy they couldn't do it.
Well, I can understand that.
Yeah.
And
And
last,
a lot of requests.
yeah. Well, as many whistles that Eric has put in, I mean, he's put in a ton. I mean, you guys sign off probably Cranston signed off on all of
Yeah.
them. But
Well-
I will put in one more plug for your Public Works and the guys out there. They're doing a great job. They put in some whistles at a dead end that has a house out there that's been needing it. There was a constituent out there that was complaining because he had four-wheel drive, and when it got nasty, he could barely feed his cattle out there. And it's 10 times better. And so
Well, good.
that's a thank you.
Well, and that hydraulic study makes a difference.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you know exactly what size of pipe you put in
Oh, I agree.
with the amount of water coming to that point, so.
Well, what he did is my wife used to live on that road, and we used to call it the wagon train road when I dated her. But the bottom line is he cheated and even went one size bigger.
And we had a chart, and I'm sure Eric used the same chart.
Yeah.
It showed flat ground, rolling hills, mountainous. We don't have a lot of mountains in Bourbon County, but
Yeah.
it was different on the sizing of your culvert.
Basically, the only problem we have is over on Crack Hill,
Yeah.
is, you see that two barrel on the side of the road, you can't get it through that rock. And they put it on the side of the hill, and there's a lot of water that comes down off that hill.
Just a side note where he put in one of the whistles. In my lifetime in Bourbon County, all water flows which direction? Normally east, right? This is the only creek that I know that goes west where he put in the whistle. I pointed out, he goes, by golly, it does.
Once you think you have water figured out, you'll find out you don't.
Yeah.
It will change on you, so. I've seen it hit water, hit the roads for 5 years, and the 6th year hit it someplace different along that road. So you never know how it's gonna come out of the field.
I just talked to a guy here the other day, last year, his waterway was working fine. This year, there's a ditch on the outside of it.
Yeah. Any more public comment? Donald, Matt? Elected official comment? Bill? Man, everybody's easy on us this morning. Would you like to report on your schooling, how educated you became?
How educated are you?
I learned a lot.
Did you?
I did.
Good.
Yep. They had a lot of very good presenters.
So it's well worth the time.
Yes.
I think county commissioner has some training in April I'm gonna try to go to.
What's that?
I think county commissioner has some training in April that I'm gonna try to go to in
Yeah.
a couple of days, so. Might learn something, hope so.
Yeah, they normally have a new commissioner training that.
Then they put it off last year because of COVID.
Yep.
Mr. Counselor.
So I don't mean to interrupt. We do need to amend the agenda briefly. We have another culvert permit we need to talk about at the end of the meeting, just
Okay.
FYI.
All right. Make a motion to amend the agenda to get Eric Bailey back on here for culvert permit.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Yeah. Yep. You just couldn't make it, could you?
Troy Arnold, Troy and Jennifer Arnold, 1170 250th Street, wanting to add a couple culverts and maybe an extension or two.
Right up on that hill, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I make a motion, we approve the Troy Arnold request for a couple culverts and an extension.
I second it. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
How's that boy done? See him on Facebook, he's growing. Yeah.
Eats out of house and home, but you know that is.
Luke never stops.
Exactly.
Hayden does, but Luke. Any other elected official comments? Commission comment?
Just a reminder, on the 22nd, we have an evening meeting at 6 o'clock
Yep.
in Uniontown at City Hall.
City Hall, Uniontown,
Encourage
6
people to show
p.m.
up.
Gonna try having meetings off location again. We've tried before, and I hope we're more successful this time,
Yeah,
but we'll find out.
The one person that showed up.
Yeah, one person showed up, so. But we're gonna try to have them in Hyattville, Garland, Bronson, I'm sure. So maybe we can get some public participation. You know,
Be nice.
Date on that?
next Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday
Right.
evening at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. 6 p.m. at
6
City Hall.
p.m.
Yeah. Be interesting. I hope we get a crowd.
Put the plug on the radio again this morning.
Did you? Yeah. Put it on Facebook, yeah. Well, most of you are probably aware we have a road meeting at 1 o'clock today. It's a work session. Commissioner Beth being absent, you know, I don't know. I don't know if there'll be any decisions made today. We're gonna discuss a lot. And Eric will make a presentation on what he thinks he can accomplish with his amount of money, and we usually try to split up per district and see what he has planned, and the commissioners tell him we like his plan, or we want to change the plan just a little bit, depending on any road condition. But it's a time of year that we can't do them all. And it's a time of year that we wish we could, but we have 140 miles of asphalt roads, and that's a lot of asphalt roads, you know. We've been talking for years and years about downsizing, but we've only done 3 miles in the last 20 years for changing to
And
gravel.
they're wanting them back.
Yeah, and they're pushing me to put it back, so,
Mine too.
yeah.
Of course, one of the determining factors this year is the price of oil has doubled. So that's gonna determine how much asphalt we're gonna be
Yeah.
able to lay.
Oil
Because that
is-
really increases the cost.
Yeah, because I'm not in,
Asphalt.
I'm not in favor of spending $1 million for 6 miles of road, you
Me
know.
neither.
We can get 14 to 17 like we normally do. I think Harry got 14 last year. The 2 years prior to that, Kenny got 17 miles each year, but it's different applications also. So 14 to 17 is a good goal, but I don't want to spend $1 million for 5 miles of road because of the cost of oil, with other things we can do with that money to benefit the county.
Yeah,
So
like chip and seal.
we can chip and seal. It's not up that much right now. It is a little bit. It's up to $2.06 a gallon, but you can chip a mile of road for a little under 6,000 gallons per mile, so that's not a big hit.
Nope.
We can still chip and seal a road for about 15,000 a mile, which is a good, and we got a lot of miles that needs it.
Kind of looking at some of the roads, driving them, and, you know, it's gonna take some minimal patching. Go
Yeah,
back and then chip and seal
Yeah.
them. They'll
Yeah.
last.
but we have roads like Locust, which is old East 54. I don't know what year the state gave it to the county, but the county's never touched it. You can tell it. It needs chip seal real bad. It's getting
Yeah.
cracks and,
You know, we've been after that one between 125th, between 54 and Maple Road for 6 years. And it's still not too bad, but
15
it's getting
years.
there. Huh?
I've been trying to chip seal that for 15 years.
Yeah,
So,
you know, put it on the schedule, it
Yeah.
never gets done.
so we really need to address the chip seal issue, because to me, that's an aggressive maintenance program that we have to have, part of our program. And I think this commission's gonna have to make some decisions, even on our gravel roads. You know, our crusher does not make enough gravel for 1,000 miles of gravel roads. I don't care who runs it, who doesn't run it. It's just too small, and that's okay if we want to adjust our program to that. We got to either upsize our equipment or downsize our program in a way that still keeps it safe for the public, but we just have to love.
Our only problem that I see is that we're always running short on chips.
Always.
And chips are the most expensive thing you can buy.
Yeah, we bought chips the last, I don't know how many years, because we run out making our asphalt, and then we also, not careful, we'll run out on our ice control aggregate, so our machine don't make enough chips.
Some options.
Yeah. And you know, we talk about low maintenance gravel roads. What does that mean if you live on that road? It doesn't make you happy. But we just got a lot of things to talk about at 1 o'clock today. I think we got to make some decisions
You get a
going
rancher
forward.
out there is fully loaded with a few
Yeah.
bales of hay going down
Yeah.
a low maintenance road, and he has to
Yeah.
call somebody out to get him out.
Yeah.
He's not happy.
He's not happy, and I don't blame him.
I don't
You
either.
know, I don't blame him, so. It might be time that the county looks at upgrading their equipment. It's a lot of money, but again, we gotta make some just hard, tough decisions. Do we wanna upgrade, do we wanna keep fighting like we're doing, we're losing? Trust me, I sat out there for a total of, I don't know, 12,
What's that,
13.
what's that crusher now, that one, we have 10 years old?
Yeah, yeah. And it was a small one that
it's
Bourbon
pretty
County
close to
bought,
being
but it was okay at that time. Bourbon County just had 2 or 3 dump trucks and rode on, but now, you know, we have 5, we try to maintain 5 healthy, 1 to 2 belly dumps. Well, you can move a lot of gravel in a week's time, so.
And like you say, you look at the roads after this winter, we need gravel.
We need gravel.
We can't produce it.
Yeah, yeah, we just, our machine's 10 years old and it's breaking down, and even if it's running best, it's not doing the tonnage that we need. So,
Do we test our rock?
it's went to lab before, which Allied Labs in Wichita checks it, the gradability.
Quarry's been tested.
Yeah, yeah, just our AB3, and we have our chips tested for dust, things like that. So the last time that I had them tested, we was the leader in the state on clean chips. Because that machine, little machine does a good job, because we run it through that second scalping screen, which really cleans that dust out of there.
You know, and they're hard enough
Yeah,
that they're gonna last, they're not soft chips. So,
But you-
I know that Jim and I talked about this more than once on the quality of our chips, and we got 2 quarries
Yeah.
that we run chips out of.
actually, 3 now with Thomas.
3 now with
Yeah,
Thomas.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, the Beth and the Blake and the Thomas makes excellent chips. If anything, the Thomas chips might be a little hard, but they work good.
you know, they're hard.
But
Y'all remember the first blast we did down there? Y'all remember that happening?
yeah, I do.
Where they had the drone up over it? I think it about knocked the drone out of the
Yeah.
sky. They hit us
And
all.
that rock's still so hard, and that rock's, we quit drilling at 32 feet, and still was rock, so,
Oh, we got some good rock.
yeah. Again, I just bring that up because at 1 o'clock we got,
How long did we look for that quarry? A couple of years?
a couple of years, we finally got that site. We drilled several, and the place you would thought was rock, it wasn't there.
Yeah, we got one up at Uniontown there, it's in west of the quarry on top of the hill.
Yeah.
We went west there, it was nothing but chalk.
Yeah, just chalk, yeah. But again, I hope we have some participants at 1 o'clock, because again, we won't make any decision basically without Commissioner Beth here, but we gotta make some decisions going forward on our road program. I mean, it's time. It's been put off, and I'm the one of them that's Public Works. I put it off. You know, it's time to make some decisions going forward, how we wanna address our roads.
Well, that's the things, prices are gonna get so high
Yeah,
that we need to know, I mean,
yeah,
traffic counts, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
and prioritize our roads.
No, we do that every year. Every road has got a traffic count on it.
yeah. You know,
We did a grid, the grid was traffic count and condition of the road.
yeah, yeah, we started that grid several years ago, and it was put out by the University of Wisconsin, by the way, the grid that we use, rating from 1 to 10. And that's how we kind of decided, it's how I presented to the commissioners, that grid, the rating, and traffic count. And hopefully from that, going forward, we would make a decision which roads was most, they're all important, but if you,
Well, I know
if you get,
when they tore up that road to Garland, there was a huge outcry
Mm-hmm.
on that one. And I don't blame them. you know?
And I,
And even though they have a secondary route that is paved, you know, people live on their road.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people that build on these roads, that build because they're paved.
yeah. Yeah, we had some people built down there, we tore it up. They was very frustrated. I don't blame them.
I don't
So
either.
we've got to look at bringing that back to asphalt probably. because,
Well, we never voted on that one.
That was just a directive from the commissioner. And we had a lot of discussion. I had a lot of discussion with the commissioner, and I got my orders, and we did it, so. But
Yeah,
anyway.
it didn't take you long either.
No. But anyway, I hope you join us at 1 o'clock. I don't know what else to talk about, folks. Anybody want to discuss anything on commission time? I kind of went through it pretty fast there, but
Well, that means that the department heads and the elected officials are doing a job.
yes.
Did you ever discuss, I think I brought it up years ago, about where the old landfill used to be, right north of town, right there by that cemetery, about putting that into walk-in hunting?
I don't think we've discussed it, to be honest with you.
Do we
State
hate
still
that one?
paying,
Do we hate that one?
Yeah, we had.
We hate that one.
Yeah.
does the state still pay for walk-in hunting, or do you know?
Well, I don't know that. I see signs, but I don't know what the dollar amount is. It used to be $1 an acre, but I don't know if that's, yeah. Is it? Is it? That's something we can certainly look into.
Of course, we can Hollister, 1,000 acres.
Yeah.
We could walk in. I mean,
Of course, if you go back there very deep, that turns into city property.
yes, it does.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but most of theirs down there along the rivers walk-in hunting.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about on the north side of the rivers. I think some of it is, but
Yeah.
on the south side is
Something
walk-in
we'll
hunting.
look into. I don't know the criteria to sign up, probably making a phone call and say we want to do it. At
I'd
the
say
commission
probably
vote
get
on
on
it.
Don George,
Yeah.
you first. Oh,
You just lost
It
me
is
right
what
there.
it is.
I like Don George real well, so.
At the USDA, there's
Kind of housing we got
guys
down
buy
to,
all of
through there.
Pardon?
Kind of housing.
Oh, you got one right there on the west side of the bridge, and you've got one right across from that land. You got two right across.
Somebody was haying it,
Three total on the north side of the road there.
but there's always somebody looking for a place to hunt.
Wouldn't want no shooting a long rifle in there. We can get
You
some-
know,
oh, yeah,
they
somebody-
hunt in my valley all the time. And I'm always cautious.
They'll shoot your TV out real quick. So,
Shoot you.
Bill, how are you, sir? Everything good? Police or sheriff department?
Rolling.
Rolling? That's important.
So,
So,
1 o'clock, huh?
yeah, I guess we'll come back 1 o'clock, so.
Take care of some business.
If no one else has anything, we're gonna adjourn.
Nobody adjourn.
Was that a motion?
Mhm.
Second, all in favor, aye.
All right.
We'll be back at 1 o'clock with a road work session.
Here,
Yeah, right here. Please attend and give us your input or output or something, so. You're supposed to have a big report for the last 30 minutes.
I did, there was a couple, the first day was kind of leadership stuff.
Hit the button.
Which one it is?
My son told me that.